Many years ago, the United States went through an economic collapse. 25% of the country's population was unemployed. 1 out of every 4 people didn't have a job. And back in those days, you didn't have the social safety net that exists today. Welfare, Social Security did not exist. If you didn't have money and you didn't have family to look out for you, you were literally in a cardboard box on the street. That's the way that it was. The situation today is similar. The pandemic helped a lot of people to see how tenuous the economic situation that we live in is. In this video, what I like to discuss is 3 things that will help you to stay out of the ultimate situation of losing ultimately shelter. Number 1, you must accept reality. If you make $30,000 to $50,000 a year, it's likely that you have no savings or very little savings, and you have credit card debt. Your financial life is literally a house of cards. If you don't have any money saved, and you don't have a job, and you don't have any family that will support you in dire circumstances, where will you be? We must accept the reality that the extreme situation of not having shelter, if we meet those criteria that I just mentioned, can happen to us. This is what happened to thousands and thousands of people during the pandemic, and it can happen to anyone who meets that criteria. So we must accept this reality. How do we accept the reality? We accept the reality by living in a way that acknowledges that anything can happen to us as far as our finance is concerned. If we conduct ourselves in a way like nothing is going to go wrong, then when things do go wrong, that house of cards will fall and we will be totally unprepared for it. Number 2 is flexibility. Expand your idea of what it takes to make $1. In the age of the internet, if a traditional job is your only source of income, and you are a low-skilled or a no-skilled worker, also known as someone who is easily replaced, then you must open your mind up to non-traditional work. And unfortunately, and listen, I don't like the quote-unquote gig economy, but it is what it is. If you're a low-skilled worker and you don't have any other means to make money, then Uber, DoorDash, Lyft, TaskRabbit, etc., etc. Let's face it, the most important thing is that we survive, that we pay our bills, that we pay for shelter. And even if this is not something that we're going to do perpetually, something that we're going to do forever, if it is available for us to do, to make a living, then we have to accept the reality and be flexible in the ways that we need to so that we can survive. That's it, bottom line. Number 3, we have to change our mindset. And I know that sounds cliche. Everybody says you have to change your mindset. You have to change your mindset. But it's true, because oftentimes the reason why we're in the situation that we're in is because of financial mistakes that we ourselves have made, or keeping ourselves in a poverty mindset. So how do we change our mindset? We must read books and watch things that will help us to think differently. Just because you are broke and just because you are poor does not mean that you can't do better. Some books that I've read that helped me tremendously were by M.J. DeMarco, Fast Lane Millionaire, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, also The Richest Man in Babylon. Watch things that will help you to change the way that you think. There are many people that have taken their situations from the worst. One is John Paul DeJoria, who started the Paul Mitchell line of products. Also, he co-founded Patron, which everybody's familiar with, is a very, very popular drink, and he sold it to Bacardi for billions of dollars. But what a lot of people don't know is that John Paul DeJoria, who started Paul Mitchell hair care products, who started Patron, was homeless at one point. So he went from homeless to a billionaire. He was homeless while he was selling Paul Mitchell products. Well, how about that? Chris Gardner, the movie The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith in it, the movie was based on his life. Chris Gardner was homeless with a child, living in the subway stations. Now Chris Gardner is worth $60-70 million, opened up his own stock brokerage firm. So many people have been in bad economic situations, but we have to remember a change in behavior always begins with a change of mind.